Thank you, Erica, for that. Today, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg will become the first woman to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol. Only 36 people have ever received that honor. But Ginsburg is not the first woman to lie inside the Capitol Rotunda. Rosa Parks broke that barrier when her remains laid in honor there. Lying in state is usually meant for someone who served in the government. Ginsburg will also be the first Jewish American to lie in state. Her casket will be brought to the Capitol this morning for a private ceremony. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden plans to attend.